What's going on, guys? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today I'm joined by my friend Lenley once again, and we are doing some more duels. Recently we've been doing a bunch of wrong country duels, except this time we're doing some duels where we have to guess in the correct country, but as far away from the actual location as possible. This means that my goal is actually to make Lenley win. We set some ground rules for this. For example, on the United States run, we said that if it's on the contiguous 48 states, you're not allowed to guess Hawaii or Alaska. So if you see us going mainland France instead of Réunion or French Guiana, that's why. Alright, let's get straight into the video. We did a best of 3 duels. Let's get into it. Okay, so guys, on to the first round here. It's very important that we get the right country here, because otherwise big points are on the line. Obviously, we're trying to lose here, not to win. So we got a long antenna with the kind of lag on it here, so that should help us determine the country. We've also got no blue strip on the plate, so I'm wondering about Croatia here. Is that possible? Yes, it is, but I'm also considering a few other countries as well here, so not an easy first round. We have filled in signs here. Maybe it is just Czechia. I actually think it might be Czechia here overall. Definitely a tough round. Definitely a tough round. But okay, I think I'll go for Czechia here. If we're in the right country, so be it. But if we're trying to lose, let's go all the way up here in Czechia. And it was in Czechia. Unfortunately, I guess the right side of the country. So he's going to get closer to victory there. So really, that's a victory for him, of course. Next one here is interesting. Is this like Hawaii or something? Got a orange number plate there. No, it's just mainland US. Wow, it looks super green. But okay, with this yellow plate here, or it's kind of orange, but I think this is East Coast more than anything. Does not feel particularly West Coast to me. And so the rules are, we'll guess contiguous United States instead of like Alaska or Hawaii or something. And so it ends up being all the way over there in Maryland. And so we're going to do a little bit of damage, but nothing too bad for us. Next one here is going to be Mexico, I think, with this single yellow line. This car here is lacking a front plate, but yeah, it should be Mexico. I was actually kind of feeling more southern here, but it could easily be north as well. Yeah, it's not entirely obvious to me where I should be going here. I might just like kind of hedge it south here. Guatemala seems reasonable, so let's go all the way out here. I think that's going to be good. It could be Oaxaca, but it also could be all the way up here, which is what I'd be more worried about. And okay, well, it's just kind of central. So yeah, any guess, like this guess would have been better, slightly better in Baja, but yeah, makes sense. Okay, next one here, we've got a yellow double line, should be somewhere in the US or Canada. We actually have to guess the right country, remember? So if we guess the wrong country, there are consequences. I think it's USA here. I do think US. Yeah, I definitely think US. So let's put the pressure on here. I'm gonna go in Washington and hope that he thinks it's Canada. And so it was just in Arkansas there, we make the same guess, so literally no result at all, no damage done. So it's really when the multipliers are going to start up on round 6 that things are going to get interesting, but okay. This one looks like Tunisia to me. Yeah, it should be somewhere in Tunisia. It says Carthage on the sign. This is going to be northern because of this green car here, so we'll just guess in the very south tip of Tunisia and be on our way, I imagine. And so let's make sure we guess in the right spot. There we go. And of course, there's going to be no damage done here yet again. And so, not bad. I still have not done any damage to him in the meaningful sense, or he has not done any damage to me. But, okay, I'll see what we got going on here. Should be USA again, I imagine. Could be Canada. Well, the longer I look at it, the more I like Canada here, to be honest. So, wondering about that. National fresh. I would say Canada here, though. Yeah, 25 would be USA. Okay, so it will be US, and I'm going to go, for that reason, San Diego here, I think. Let's try it. Ends up being in Wisconsin, so that's actually going to be good for me. He's going to do a bit of damage over to my side. 119 points, we'll take it. Pretty good read. I was not necessarily thinking Wisconsin, I was thinking more East Coast, but we'll take it anyway. This one looks to be somewhere in Poland. I mean, not Poland, Finland. It's going to be Finland. How far north is kind of tough. I think I'll guess northern, though. I think it's going to be far away from this point here, so let's try that. Ends up being, yes, all the way south. A decent amount worse there. So double damage, that's 400 points for Lenny. Yeah, I should have actually looked at that a little bit more closely. But okay, here's another round where we could hope that he guesses the correct country, or the incorrect country, I mean. We've got an antenna. Do we have rifts in the sky? It seems like we do have like something in the way of rifts. Not so sure about that. No black back of the sign. I am thinking of Montenegro here, honestly. Is that reasonable? Could it also be Slovenia? Yes. Or Croatia? All possible here. Kind of a difficult round. Okay, these pole tops kind of look... These are like the Italian style. I would say Montenegro, actually. I would say Montenegro here. Is it maybe not mountainous enough, though? This could be a bit too flat for Monty. Yeah, kind of tough. I can't lie. It's the type of round where you want to take your time, especially where the consequences are so high. If I guess the incorrect country, then the next one I have to guess the correct country and as close as I can. Guess I might just go here. think that's what I'm gonna go for. Well, this architecture though, I could really see maybe more so in northern Croatia or Slovenia here. So, let's just hope. Let's just hope. And it was actually so he's guessed in Croatia. I've guessed in Montenegro. So okay, so
I knew it. Oh, I had my marker in Slovenia the whole time. Okay.
Oh, so we both guessed the wrong country, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't realize, but he actually guessed the wrong country as well. It was actually Slovenia. So we got a bit lucky there. We got a bit lucky. But okay, this one should be somewhere in Argentina, and I imagine it's fairly far north. This feels like a fairly warm climate, so I think just like somewhere all the way down here really does make the most sense. And let's go around here. Okay, that was reasonable. I think we're actually going to be a little bit closer here. 42 points damage, nothing too bad. Okay, so next one, 3.5 times damage. We are going to be guessing perhaps on the Eiffel Tower. Probably makes most sense here, I think. Yep, we both guessed Eiffel Tower. Very good. Ends up being in Latvia. Quadruple damage here. This looks like somewhere in Norway, which could be a big kind of round here. This could be a huge round, honestly. I'm getting a southern vibe, but this might be quite central, I think. This might be quite central, so I am kind of considering going further south now. A mossy roof also feels kind of more northern, so I think I will go all the way far south in Norway here. It is a bit risky, I will say that. So let's give it a go, let's give it a go. It does end up being much more northern, so that's a really good result for us. It's going to be huge damage here, actually. Yes, he's going to knock us out. We win it. Let's go. Comeback victory.
GG's. You won that one.
That was gonna be, that was like, I could see that one going either way. Initially, as I saw it, I thought it had a southern vibe, but eventually just out of the
Yeah, true. I thought the flowers looked pretty southern, but...
I saw the moss roof. Do you see the moss roof?
I did not.
Okay, well, that kind of made me think it might be a bit further north, and I was right, so...
Yeah, I should have won that under Slovenia, to be honest.
True.
I knew it was Slovenia. It looked so much like Koper, but it's so risky because all of Croatia looks like that and only a tiny sliver of Slovenia, so...
Yeah, and then I guess Montenegro and looked like a fool, but I still came out with a win, so... There you go.
I guess.
Okay, game number 2, starting off with an Israel. Fairly low impact round, I should imagine. I may actually go northern here rather than southern. Although there's so many disputed borders, I'll just go all the way south here. It's probably the easier way to guess it. Let's go. And it ends up being, yeah, it actually is northern, so it would have been a bad guess anyway. Saved myself through not wanting to be political and click somewhere along these lines. So, okay, next one here. This looks like somewhere in Russia, which is definitely going to be an interesting round. Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be much points done here, so I think just guessing out here is really quite safe. Now, could it be like around like the Krasnoyarsk area? Yes, but even still, yeah, I mean, yeah, not too bad. So he's actually going to get some points onto me here. That's actually a really reasonable outcome for us. He thought it might be more Asian Russia, so we'll definitely take that. Next one here, we have the full bonnet exposed here. This is actually going to be somewhere in Senegal, and I imagine this will be somewhere in Dakar. So not really a huge round here. It's just interesting how much of the Google car bonnet we see here, which is not something you see so often. But obviously, this is the furthest point from Dakar right here, so we can go straight into that. He actually thought it was going to be Ghana. So that is going to mean that this round he has to guess as close as he thinks it can be to the round, and I have to guess as far away as possible. Obviously, this one will be somewhere in Britain, and I would imagine this is super far south, or not super far south, but this would be south. So I think Shetlands or something like that would make sense here. And so hopefully, and it is far south, great. So he should knock me out here just about. And yeah, it's a knockout, so we win game 2 again. Let's go.
Man, that was not a good game.
No, that was a little bit of an awkward one, that Senegal. Didn't check the tape.
Yeah, it's not a thing I think about nowadays.
Yeah, true. Okay, can Lenny find some redemption here? First one feels like Spain to me. I think it would be further... Oh, hold up. Is this actually... okay, this actually will be somewhere in Malta then. I really thought it was Spain. This play it's often found in Spain, but yeah, it will just be... I mean, is this English? Yeah, pharmacy. There we go. Imagine if I actually went in Spain, that would have been an absolute disaster. And so, pretty good result there, I would say. So this one will be somewhere in Japan, of course. Given that it's in Japan, I mean, I think Southern Islands are probably safest here. I want to check out some architecture. I could actually see myself going north here, but these roofs definitely don't seem like all the way in Okinawa. So yeah, I do think this island here is probably safest. We kind of talked over about Japan when we started off, and we thought this island is like a fair bet. So yeah, that makes sense. It was actually southern. So the top of like the Japanese islands and the Kuril Islands probably would have been better. It was still a reasonable guess from both of us there. The next one here we have looks to be fairly Austrian street signs. Yeah, Austrian flags as well. So it's not going to be huge points of damage around. I would say just guessing near Liechtenstein here probably makes a lot of sense. So I'll just go for that. But we could be close. Regardless, it's not going to be too many points on offer here. Yeah, so Salzburg, I guess the Vienna guess would have been almost as good, but yeah, it's nothing really we could have done better there. Next one here should be Israel again. So we're starting off with a whole bunch of lower. It's actually Turkey, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so let's go fast here. I imagine this is pretty far from Istanbul. That's my vibe. I think this is southern. Wow, it actually was in Izmir. This is going to be huge damage. Oh no. So almost 2,000 points there. That's really not what we wanted to see. Yeah, Turkey's just not my strong suit, so I really need to learn that at some point. Anyway, okay, so next one here. We have blue strips on a bunch of these plates. A bit of reddish text here. That is interesting. We're in Czech Republic. Okay, interesting. So I imagine, what side of Czech Republic do I actually think this is? I guess I'll just go out here. Seems reasonable. Let's try it. And it ends up being, okay, on the right side for us. That's good. We're actually going to do a little bit of damage here. 250 points damage would definitely take that. 1.5 times damage now, and we're in Australia. And we see Tennant Creek, so obviously Tasmania is going to be the best option here. We decided against, like, Christmas Island and stuff. And yeah, if we're near Alice Springs, then Tasmania is definitely best. But hopefully, he's definitely going to know it. So yeah, we go for the same spot. Not exactly a huge surprise there. Even damage, so okay, double damage now. It's Lesotho again. Not too many points on offer, I should imagine. This guess here seems reasonable, so I think I'll just go for it again because there are not many points on offer. Yeah, a nice guess from Lenny. He's really good at Lesotho, so it doesn't surprise me that he did some damage. But we got black number plates here. Should be Tunisia somewhere. Again, south. Super far south seems more reasonable. Now, I could actually see an argument for north here, but I think super far south still sounds more reasonable to me, so I'm going to go for it. Yeah. Because it was a little bit further north, guessing the north tip would have been just very, very bad for us. So, okay, good result for us there. On to triple damage now. Can Lenny come back? It seems like he's in the commanding position here. Should be chilly. Fairly far north, I imagine. So we don't really have to worry too much. We can just go down here. It should be somewhere like around the capital, maybe a little bit further north or a little further south. But Santiago area generally has this kind of like Mediterranean looking. Actually, this could be a bit further south. The longer I look at it, but yeah. Okay, it actually was further south, so north tip could have actually worked here. It doesn't really matter. Triple damage though. We're gonna head into 3.5 times damage now, but there's still plenty to play for. So this should be somewhere in, I thought Ecuador. Still seems to be Ecuador. Yeah. We have an Ecuadorian bollard as well. Points up grabs here. Points up grabs. I think I will go southern here. It doesn't remind me a whole lot of like Peru or anything. I can also see this guess out here working quite nicely. This would be safer, but I'm gonna hedge my bets and go all the way south here. And yeah, it was actually northern. So yeah, going here would have been really bad actually. So glad I had some sense and went for the best guess. This one should be somewhere in Sweden, I imagine. We have Swedish sign, Kasebo. Yeah, a lot of rock exposed. Definitely makes sense for Sweden here. How far north? I'm not so sure. But I'm thinking of going north Sweden here. I think this is reasonable, right? Don't think it's going to be too far. I think this architecture reminds me more of the south. So let's go for that. And yeah, this definitely was southern architecture. And so this is going to be a long game. We're up to round 11 yet, and still I'm doing a bit of damage. So 1,000 points to work with, certainly enough if we keep making the same guesses. We have black screen, so let's just go somewhere in Paris. Let's go all the way on the Tour Eiffel. And so it was actually in Kenya. Black screen locations seem to be pretty common in Kenya, I feel. Let us go into round 5 times damage, 13th round here. Is it Russia? It appears to be, I would say. So are we near Omsk, where you often have this winter coverage, or not? Ooh, this forest feels very sparse, so I am thinking of going out here instead of all the way up north. I feel like it actually might be up here, so we'll go there. And this occasion, it was actually, yeah, in the Omsk area. Oh, Novosibirsk, that's what I was thinking of. Novosibirsk often has this winter coverage, so yeah, that makes sense. And this was clearly the best guess. Okay, on to 5 times damage here. This is just going to be, I think this is just going to be somewhere in Uganda, right? Yeah, Uganda car here. When it comes to Uganda, this is actually the furthest away, I believe. That's what Lennon did to me last time, right? Yeah, pretty sure. And yeah, okay, nice. So, on to the round 15 here. This is actually getting pretty insane. What? Oh, we have US. This could all be decided here, to be honest. Where are we thinking? Is it Canada even? I'm not so sure what country we're even in here yet. It's all in English. That looks maybe more like a Canadian sign to me. Cannot lie. I'm still not sure. But okay, we have to go up here. I mean, I think it's Canada, but we'll find out momentarily. And it was actually USA. And of course, he's gone in USA. So, okay, next round, I have to guess as close as I possibly can. And so I've been given a lease on life here. but I should lose it all here because it's Japan. That's definitely not what we wanted to see. And so let me just make my best guess that I can. Presumably this is, I mean, I should actually just go and like see if I can find this place, but I don't actually know where that is. So that's fair game for me to just, where do I actually think this is? I would say like somewhere down here. It's probably actually no, look at some of these trees, maybe further north. Maybe Yamagata here. Let's try it. And it ends up being a good guess from me. Obviously, this guess down here is going to be well enough to knock Lenny out and therefore give him the win. And so, well played to Lenny. Well played, man. Well played.
All right. GG's.
You put the pressure on me too much with the US. I didn't really love Canada, but I just wasn't really sure where it was. So,
yeah, it was kind of looked like the pine trees that you got in the southeast. So I went West Coast.
I was like reading all the signs instead, trying to see if I could see any language difference, like the R-E-E-R endings or anything, but I should have just looked at the landscape instead. And then I had too little time at the end. Unfortunate. All right, well played.
Right, well played.
All right, guys, there you have it. Thanks very much for watching. Shouts to Lenley for coming on the channel once again, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Goodbye.